The PS2 was an absolute gem when it came to fighting games. With iconic titles that have brought arcade quality action to your living room, it's no wonder the console remains a fan favorite. Whether you're mashing buttons or perfect in your combos, these games are about skill, reflexes, and the sweet satisfaction of landing the perfect combo. From classics to hidden gems, the PS2 era of fighting games had something for every fan of the genre. Tekken V is where the series really hit its stride on the PS2, blending tight combat with a deep roster of characters. Every fighter feels distinct, from the hard-hitting punches of Paul Phoenix to the flashy kicks of Huarang. The game adds that perfect balance between easy-to-learn mechanics and hardcore depth that makes it endlessly replayable. The visuals for a PS2 game are pretty stunning too. Those smooth characters' animations hold up. Plus, the story mode is surprisingly engaging for a fighter. Whether you're into competitive play or just button mashing with friends, Tekken V delivers. If you love weapon-based combat, SoulCalibur III is a must-play on the PS2. The game is known for its graceful, fluid fighting mechanics and memorable characters wielding everything from swords to spears. What really sets this one apart is the Create a Soul mode, where you can design your own fighters, adding a personal touch to your experience. The depth of the combat system rewards strategic thinking while still feeling accessible to newcomers. The single-player content is robust, with a story-driven campaign that actually makes you care about the lore. It's a total package for any fighting game enthusiast. Mortal Kombat Armageddon brings together the entire Mortal Kombat roster up to that point, making it the ultimate fan service. Imagine having every fighter from the classic Mortal Kombat games in one place, from Sub-Zero to Scorpion, and even the obscure ones like Cobra. The gameplay sticks to the brutal, fast-paced style Mortal Kombat is famous for, with plenty of fatalities and bone-crunching action. One of the coolest features is the ability to create your own fighter, so you can jump into the chaos with a character design from scratch. And let's not forget, the Conquest mode adds a nice RPG-like touch for solo play. Street Fighter EX3 is one of those games that tried something different for the series, bringing the iconic 2D characters into 3D space while maintaining the classic Street Fighter vibe. It introduces a tag team system, which adds a flash layer of strategy to the familiar gameplay. Though the 3D graphics may feel a bit dated now, the combat still holds up, blending traditional Street Fighter mechanics with a few unique twists. The roster is varied enough to keep things interesting, and the team-based battles give you the chance to experiment with characters' combinations. It's an underrated gem on the PS2. Capcom vs SNK 2 is the ultimate crossover fighting game on the PS2, bringing together characters from two legendary fighting game franchises. It's got a deep, complex combat system with 6 different grooves that let you tailor your gameplay to match different styles. The roster is huge, giving you a chance to pit Ryu against Terry Bogard or Chun-Li against Mari Shiranui, among many other dream matchups. The gameplay feels tight and responsive, rewarding both aggressive and defensive playstyles. Whether you're a Capcom fan, an SNK loyalist, or both, this game has something special to offer. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the PS2 is where dreams come true for fans of both comics and video games. It's fast, chaotic, and full of explosive combos, letting you pit your favorite Marvel heroes like Spider-Man and Wolverine against Capcom icons like Ryu and Mega Man. The 3-on-3 tag team battles are a blast, giving you tons of room for experimentation and over-the-top action. The visuals are vibrant, with that signature comic book feel, and the gameplay is addictively smooth. This game is a button masher's paradise, but also has enough depth to keep you hooked for the long haul. Guilty Gear X brings a unique flavor to the PS2 fighting scene with its anime-inspired visuals and lightning-fast combat. The hand-drawn sprites are gorgeous, and the soundtrack absolutely shreds with its heavy metal influence. The game's mechanics focus on fast, aggressive play with a variety of characters who each bring their own quirky fighting styles. It's not just a button masher, the deeper you go, the more you realize how technical it can get. For anyone who loves high-speed, flashy fights with style to spare, Guilty Gear X is a standout title on the PS2. Building on the foundation of Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear X2 refines everything that made the series great and adds a ton of new content. The visuals are still top tier with stunning 2D art and fast-paced animation. The combat feels smoother and more polished, with a roster of characters that are both diverse and eccentric. There's also a deep combo system that rewards skill and precision, making a hit for hardcore fighting fans. Plus, the metal-inspired soundtrack will keep you blood-pumping during those intense battles. Guilty Gear X2 is a must for anyone looking for a stylish fighter with depth. King of Fighters 2003 offers a unique take on the traditional fighting game formula with its team-based mechanics. You pick a squad of 3 fighters, and instead of swapping them between rounds, you can tag them in and out mid-battle. This adds a strategic layer that keeps the action dynamic and fast-paced. The roster is packed with fan favorites, each with their own set of moves and combos to master. King of Fighters 2003's distinct style, coupled with strategic depth, make it stand out as a top contender among PS2 fighters. It's perfect for both solo and competitive play. King of Fighters 11 took everything great about its predecessors and refined it, making it one of the best entries in the series for the PS2. The game features a deep and varied roster, allowing for a lot of strategic team building. The tagging system is back, and it feels even smoother this time around, allowing for more dynamic and fluid fights. The combat system rewards both offense and defense, and mastering the game takes time but feels incredibly rewarding. The animations and characters' designs are top-notch, keeping the game visually engaging while delivering solid gameplay. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution is the game that cemented the series as a technical masterpiece on the PS2. It's not just about flashy moves or button mashing, this is a thinking person's fighting game where mastering of timing, spacing, and strategy will separate casuals from pros. The roster is packed with unique fighters, each with their own fighting styles like curious, hard-hitting martial arts and always fluid defensive counters. Def Jam Fight for New York is the ultimate street fighting game where hip-hop culture meets brutal brawls. The combat system blends wrestling, martial arts, and street fighting, letting you throw down in brutal, no-holds-barred matches. What makes it really stand out is the character customization. You can choose your fighting style and deck out your fighter in the freshest gear. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 captures the fast-paced, over-the-top action of the anime perfectly. It's all about pulling off those iconic moves like Kamehameha and Spirit Bomb, and you feel the power behind every punch and energy blast. The roster is massive, featuring just about every character from the DBZ universe, allowing for dream matchups and epic battles. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 takes everything great about its predecessor and cranks it up a notch. The character roster is absolutely insane, with over 150 fighters spanning the entire Dragon Ball universe from the original series to GT. The 3D combat system lets you fly around massive arenas, throwing out energy blasts and signature attacks, making every battle feel just as epic as the show. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 5 delivers the fast-paced, combo-heavy action you'd expect from a game based on the popular anime. The visuals capture the style of the show beautifully, with sleek animations and colorful environments. The roster is packed with characters from the Naruto series, each with their own unique jutsu and fighting styles, making every battle feel different. Bloody Roar 4 brings a wild twist to the fighting genre with its unique beast transformation mechanic. Each character can morph into a powerful animal form mid-fight, adding a layer of strategy and unpredictability to every battle. The combat itself is fast and fluid, with plenty of flashy combos and over-the-top moves. Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore is one of those fighting games that blends fast-paced, fluid combat with some of the most beautiful visuals you'll see on the PS2. The characters are incredibly detailed, and the multi-tiered stages make for some intense battles. What makes DOA 2 really shine is its smooth, counter-heavy combat system, which rewards timing and skill rather than just mindless button mashing. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection is a must-have for any fighting game fan, offering a comprehensive package that celebrates one of the most iconic franchises in the genre. This collection includes two classics, Hyper Street Fighter II and Street Fighter III Third Strike. Both games are considered masterpieces, with tight controls, deep mechanics, and a roster filled with memorable characters. Capcom Fighting Evolution is an interesting mix, blending characters from across Capcom's various fighting games into one title. It pulls from Street Fighters, Darkstalkers, and even Red Earth, giving you a diverse roster to experiment with. The combat mechanics blend styles from these different franchises, creating a unique challenge for anyone familiar with Capcom's fighters. Samurai Shodown V takes the classic weapon-based combat of the series and refines it for the PS2, delivering intense, strategic duels. The game's lower pace emphasizes precise strikes over button mashing, making every hit feel impactful. The roster features a mix of returning characters and new fighters, each wielding different weapons with distinct styles. King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2 brings the legendary 2D King of Fighters series into 3D with style. The transition might have worried purists, but the game does a solid job of maintaining the series' core mechanics while offering new dynamics in a 3D space. The roster is extensive, featuring both classic fighters like Kyo and newcomers that spice things up. The game's unique special move system keeps battles intense, with flashy super moves and combo chains. Arcana Heart 2 is a vibrant, fast-paced anime-style fighter with a unique all-female roster, each wielding magical powers tied to Arcana spirits. The customization options are where the game really shines. You can choose different Arcana for each character, affecting their special abilities and altering how you approach fights. The 2D combat is fluid, with smooth animations and flashy moves that keep every battle exciting. Melty Blood Actress Again takes an obscure visual novel and spins it into a deep and highly technical fighting game, perfect for fans of fast, combo-heavy 2D fighters. The game's anime-inspired graphics are clean, and the roster is filled with interesting characters, each with their own unique fighting styles and movesets. What sets Melty Blood apart is its intricate mechanics, which reward skilled play and allow for some seriously complex combos. Rumble Roses delivers a unique twist to the PS2 fighting game library, mixing over-the-top wrestling action with a roster of all-female fighters. The game isn't just about flashy moves though, it's surprisingly deep, with a variety of grapples, throws, and submission holds that make it feel like a legitimate wrestling game. The character designs lean heavily into fan service, but beneath the surface, the game is solid and offers a lot of room for strategy. Rumble Roses 20 ups the ante from the first game with even more wrestlers, moves, and customization options. The visuals are definitely more polished, taking full advantage of the PS2's hardware to deliver smoother animations and more detailed character models. Like its predecessor, the game mixes flashy, acrobatic moves with deep grappling mechanics, making every match a chaotic yet strategic experience. K1 World Grand Prix brings the intense, hard-hitting action of kickboxing into the gaming world with a focus on realism and strategy. Unlike many other fighting games, K1 emphasizes methodical, tactical combat rather than over-the-top moves or combos. You need to use precise timing and good defense to outmaneuver your opponents, which make every fight feel more grounded in reality. UFC Sudden Impact is all about replicating the gritty, intense nature of mixed martial arts combat. The game emphasizes grappling submissions and realistic strikes over flashy combos or super moves. With a roster of real UFC fighters, it aims for authenticity, delivering a fighting experience that feels more like a tactical sport than an arcade brawler. Pride FC Fighting Championships brings the brutal, no-holds-barred action of the Pride fighting circuit into your living room. The game features a roster of real-life fighters, each with their own fighting styles, whether it's Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or straight-up brawling. The combat system is deep, with an emphasis on grappling. ground and pound tactics, and submissions. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns is one of those wrestling games that offers an incredible amount of customization and depth, appealing to both casual fans and hardcore wrestling enthusiasts. The 2D graphics might seem old school, but the gameplay is anything but simple. With a massive roster of over 300 wrestlers and countless customization options, you can create your dream matches and even build your own wrestling promotions. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 brought the world of pro wrestling to life on the PS2 with an unmatched level of authenticity and detail. The game features an updated roster of WWE superstars, each with their signature moves and taunts. The controls are tight and the grappling system feels intuitive, allowing for a wide range of moves and counters. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 took everything great from the previous games and cranked it up. The controls were refined, making for smoother and more responsive matches. The roster was huge, filled with legends, rising stars, and even more surprises. One of the standout features was the improved environment and interaction, where you could bash opponents with weapons or use the environment to your advantage. So, did you like the games I recommend? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell, because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time.